こんにちは。今日のビデオは日本語と英語に頑張りますけど。So today's video is going to be in Japanese and English, I hope. And the topic today is going to be dyslexia. 今日のトピックはdyslexia なんです。はい、どうぞ。そして昨日の夜のニュースでディスレクシアの番組じゃなくてニュースセグメントが見たんですから見たですから Last night on the news I saw a short video clip about dyslexia in Japan and how this one guy was having a lot of trouble writing characters. そしてディスレクシアの少し説明しよう。ディスレクシアで脳みその中で字の形がちょっと変更する。そしていとかこうになるから文字化けによくなるんですから読みにくいとか書きにくいとか。そしてその子が漢字があんまり書けられない。So what happens in dyslexia is the brain doesn't recognize characters the same way that non-dyslexic brain recognizes characters. The characters kind of move and morph a little bit. I don't want to say that they actually move, but that's the visual representation that's usually used to describe dyslexia. The characters get juxtaposed and reversed, and it can be very, very difficult for a dyslexic person to read. キャラクターが他のキャラクターに似てるとか簡単なキャラクターがどちらの方がいいの説明とか例がいいがこになるその大体同じ形で似てるの漢字になるそして何でもは読みにくいになります。So in English, in America, there are a number of organizations that are there to help people who have dyslexia, and they're trying to find ways that it can be easier for dyslexic people to learn how to read and how to write. So one of the things that has come out of this effort is the Open Dyslexic font, which is demonstrated here. The Open Dyslexic font is kind of unique because basically at the bottom of the characters, as you can see, they're a little bit fatter, a little heavier. So that kind of gives a weight to the character and allows the character to not flip and not move. So it gives a visual clue to the person who has dyslexia about which way the character is supposed to go. So even if it gets flipped in their mind, they can say, oh, well, but this part over here is a little fatter, so it should be down near the bottom. そしてアメリカで特別のオーガニゼーションがディスレクシア持ってあるの人が助けるのためで特別の英語のローマ字のフォントでオープンディスレクシアなフォントそしてその文字が下の分でちょっと太いなんていう一つ文字でちょっと一つずつが重いさがありますからフリップとか変更もあったらそれも見分かる。そう特別の重いさ下の分が重いさがあるからよく見分ける。So on the news segment that I saw last night, there was a child who's in school now, and that child was able to use an iPad for their studies because they were able to have the iPad read to them as well as highlight which characters were being read. So it helped make a connection between the sound and the shape. 昨日のニュースで小学生の授業でiPad が使っているそれでレッスンの内容が iPad が漢字がハイライトと音が出す。そしてその子が元分かりやすいのためで使っている。But what I would really like to see is all of the students having the same tools, and that wouldn't disadvantage the dyslexic student. Matter of fact, it would advantage them by having them not stick out in the class. そして僕の夢が全部の生徒がiPad とかタブレット、コンピューターが使っている。それでそのディスレクシアのスチューデントは特別が見えられない。そしてみんなで使っているためでみんなは同じ。The problem is there are a lot of kids who have trouble reading and writing and are probably some degree of dyslexic. It doesn't have to be an earth-shattering problem. These tools can help kids get past the really difficult parts. And yes, dyslexia is going to be a challenge probably for most of them for most of their lives. But it doesn't have to be something that's going to stop their progress. もし授業でみんなが iPad とかタブレットコンピューターがあったらディスレクシアがあるけどその生徒が知らないの場合でそのテクノロジーがその子も助けられる。そしてローマ字の Open Dyslexic フォントがGoogle でOpen Dyslexic フォントが探したらすぐに見つけられる。Okay, so I'd like to see many more tablet computers in the classroom, whether it's iPad or Android, whatever, I don't care. But these tools are very good for helping students who have learning disabilities. And the fact that only one student out of 40 had a device that was able to help them read and write was a little disappointing and a little sad. There are programs around the country that have one-to-one iPad programs which allow students to use this technology to help themselves become better learners. In the end, what we want is for students to be able to enjoy their education, get the most out of it, and not feel left behind. そして日本でいろいろのワンツーワンiPad プログラムがあるんですけど、そして本当に目的が生徒の能力が一番上になりたいです。ごめんね。今日は日本語は全然できないんですけど、そして間違えてる場合で許してお願いします。さあ、まだよろしくね。